In this video, I'm going to demonstrate for you how you can get or take better studio photos and how you can transform them and change the background right in your camera. So I want to show you how you can set up and build up your photo to get the best out of it, and later on how you can utilize one light, two lights, and later three lights to get a better image. And as you can see for this video, we are using a gray backdrop, and that is going to be very important for us in this very video. So in case you own a gray backdrop or even a white backdrop, this video is going to help you better and it's going to benefit you better as a photographer. So before we proceed, I'll be using one light for the first demonstration, and for the key light or the main light, we're going to be using the Godox 8600 PM, which is set in this 165 centimeter umbrella. And for the camera, I'm using the Canon 6D and the Tamron 70-200mm f2.8. Basically, that is it. And for studio photography, always make sure to own or you have a trigger, and that trigger should be corresponding or working with the camera brand of your choice that you have to use for your photo shoot. So after that, I'm going to be shooting in landscape, that is a picture profile I'm going to be shooting in. And for the white balance, I prefer to start about 6000 kelvins because I prefer to lean more on the warm skin tone. So for studio images, make sure you first of all capture the image after cutting out the ambient lighting. So you can start to have light right here. We have everything going around the place. So what I'll do, I'll first of all cut away the ambient lighting so that I can take a pitch black image. So in order to achieve this, I'll be setting my ISO to the minimum. For this, I'm just going to start at ISO 160, and the shutter speed, I'll be using 200th of a second, 1 out of 200th of a second. And for the aperture, I'll be shooting at 5.6, and I'll just take a test photo with my light stand off, and I show you how that is going to be coming out. So let's take a test photo without the lights. So as you can see on the screen, the image is pitch black, meaning we have cut out the ambient lighting or the lights in studio. And in studio, remember, you always want to control the light. You have to be in control over the lights that you're using so that you can know what each individual light is contributing to the image or to the photo, and you can control the strength or the power of that light independently. So I'm just going to turn on my trigger, meaning I'm going to be using the main light, and I show you what the main light is going to be contributing to this overall image. So I've turned on my main light, and for the strength, it is set to 1 out of 16. So in case the power or the strength of the main light is not enough, make sure that you adjust it accordingly. And the other thing for studio images, unless you're shooting on a white backdrop, always make sure the light is not, or the softbox is not directly hitting onto the background, because sometimes it doesn't look flattering at all. So make sure the light is slightly feathered away from the backdrop. And for this case, you can see mine is moving from this up and down direction, and the model is just standing at the edge of the softbox, but the light is not going to be spilling. So you're going to be having very little light spilling onto the studio backdrop. That is why I've used this kind of setup. So with my main light turned on, I'll take another image to see if my settings are going to be working. So I'm just going to take our image. I feel like this is okay. So let me try taking a full image. So you can see right now, the subject is well lit. Subject is well lit. So in case you own one light for your studio, you can use this setup and take more photos. You can take more images. But for studio photography, if you want a very soft light onto the subject, make sure you use a very big modifier. That is why I'm using this very big umbrella. So the bigger the modifier, the softer the light, and the smaller the modifier, the harsh or the harder the light. So for studio images, I want a more flattering look. That is why I'm using a soft lighting for this. So I'm just going to take another image so that you can see this. Perfect. So you can see this is for just one light. So in case you want to modify or get the best out of your one light setup, you have to incorporate or include this reflector. So the purpose of this, I'm just going to place it down here. And the reason is it is going to help me reflect off the light that is hitting down here on the backdrop to illuminate or to brighten up the lower part of the model's legs or the body. So that is what I'm going to be doing, and I'll show you the effect in this case. So I'm just going to be using this stand a little bit, and I'll place it down here. So what you have to do, always place something below or beneath the reflector and slightly tilt it. So this is going to create some direction. So the light is going to come like this, up to down, and go straight onto the subject's feet or legs. So I'm just going to take another image with just the reflector added into the shot. And you can see it has slightly tried to brighten up the model's legs. So this is for a one light setup. So to modify this and make it look better, you're just going to introduce in the edge light. So the purpose of the edge light, it is going to separate the subject from the background, and it's going to create a rim light on the edge of the subject. So for the edge light, we are going to be using another Godox AD 600 BM, and it is placed in this strip box. So this is the strip box, and it has a grid. The use of this is to prevent light from spilling and have direction. So I'm just going to turn on the edge light in this case, and whenever you're placing your edge light, make sure it is slightly at a distance, and make sure you direct the strip box to the shoulder of the subject. And for the power or the strength of the edge light, I'll be adjusting it to my taste or to my liking. So I'm just going to take another image with the edge light. So this is the photo with the edge light. So you can see the image looks okay, it looks perfect, but I feel like the edge light is too close in this shot. So what I'll do, I either have to push this behind away from the subject or reduce on the power or the intensity of the light. So I'm just going to take another image with the edge light taken out of the shot. So I'm just going to take another one, a full one. And you can see right now, we have a better looking image. And the subject is separated from the background. So for the next step, we can take more images, or you can take more images. So if the edge light is too much, you can simply come. So mine is on C, and I'll simply take it to 128, because you don't want the edge light to be really strong or pronounced. So I'm just going to take half of that. So you can see how we are building the shot from the start to where we are right now. So this is more of a two light setup. Then we just want to change or alter the color of our studio backdrop. So in order to do that, we are going to introduce in our third light. So this is going to be our third light, yeah? And it is going to be a simple light, which is known as a speed light. So this is a speed light, and the modifier is set to a cone, and this is the Godox TT600 speed light. And the other thing that we have done, we have added a color gel in front of the speed light. So we just want to change the color of our studio backdrop to this very color. So for this, I'm just going to reduce on the height and turn on my speed light. Yeah. So the other thing about studio images, make sure that the subject is not standing close to the edge or close to where the backdrop is, because you don't want a harsh shadow cast onto the background. So I'm just going to place this behind my model in this case, and I'll take a test photo so that you can see what that is going to do. So I'm just going to take a test photo after introducing in the colored gel. So you can see it is transforming the backdrop, but the strength or the power is a little bit too much. So for this, what we have to do, you're basically going to come to our speed light, which is set to A, and you're just going to reduce on the strength of the speed light. So I'll be using 128, and I take another image. So I feel like this 128 is not enough, so I'll go with 1 out of 64 and take another image. So when you feel like the light is placed or it is casting a light sideways, simply tilt it to your test and you use the test button just like that. And I'm just going to take another image. So I'll take that. So you can see we are creating a little bit of gradient between the backdrop, and it is making the backdrop look even better. So what I'll do, I'll just reduce on the height of our backlight, just like that. So it is always better to use this with just a shorter stand. So I'll use what I have right now, and I take another image. So just push this side a little. Yeah, perfect. So I hope you can see how we are building up this. So in case you want to take a full image, just take that. But remember, when you take a full image, it is going to make you have a lot of work to do when it comes to editing. So let me have you put the hand where you had put it, no, on the outfit. Yeah, then one on the hip. Yeah, better. So for this, I would prefer that you take half portraits, because this brings up, or it brings out, the beauty of everything, and you don't have a lot of time to spend trying to edit. So you can see this, the last image that I've taken is only displaying our backlight. So I'll take, so always adjust yourself in case you can see the backlight. I like that. Then just pause down. So in case you can see the backlight, you have to adjust yourself as a photographer so that you can avoid seeing. So you can see how beautiful these are. So just look straight to me. Yeah, and just push this side a little. Yeah, perfect. Nice. So this is how you can easily use and transform your studio images from using one light, creating separation by using a second light to act as an edge light. Then you can use the third light to even change the background color in case you have a snot or in case you own a color gel for your studio images. So this is it for this video. I hope you have learned a thing or two from this very video. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in yet more videos on this channel. Don't forget to smash the like button, keep practicing, and as well keep creating. Thank you.